Calder Quartet formed 11 years ago at the University of Southern California.
All of us started playing at a pretty young age. I was 4, and the other guys were all 6 years old.
We got together when we were about 18 years old, and we just did it for fun. And 4 or 5 years into it, when we were trying to decide what we wanted to do with our lives professionally, this became the thing that everybody was drawn to.
We don't just like hanging out with each other and things like that, but we actually work really well together.
We studied at Juilliard. We've performed in the Kennedy Center, Lincoln Center, Walt Disney Concert Hall.
We've had the opportunity to visit a lot of places and meet a lot of people and play with some great players and meet some great composers. And we've begun to realize these 4 instruments together could do so much beyond just the standard chamber music repertoire. Well, I think what makes us somewhat unique is the broad scope of the music that we play.
We perform a really wide variety of music. Some of it is pieces that were written hundreds of years ago. We also work with songwriters these days, and they'll want us to perform along with that, and that's another source of music.
There's so many talented young composers out there who just giving a piece a lot of attention and a great performance. It's amazing what comes out. There's something really liberating about getting to play a composer's piece for them.
We've played music by Terry Riley and Thomas Addis, Fred Frith, and Christopher Rouse. It's been great to get their feedback, you know, instead of having this music and you have no one to ask, no one to turn to if you have questions or anything. You can call them up or go play for them in person. Pretty much all the time, what we might have thought should be literal answers, and they're more loose about it than we might first have expected. So it's influenced how we play older music when we can't talk to the composer.
Our next guests are an acclaimed band from Los Angeles, and this is their eponymous debut album. Please welcome with special guests the Calder Quartet, The Airborne Toxic Event.
Gradually progressed that we've hit 3 of the major late-night TV shows, the Jimmy Kimmel Tonight Show with Jay Leno and Late Show with David Letterman, and played at a number of prominent rock clubs.
So we're trying to find new combinations of music that are appealing to people.
We're putting out a CD of Christopher Rouse's string chamber music, so that's sort of the present project we're really excited about. Rouse's Quartet #1 is something he calls his 17 minutes of rage. And it's a really almost a punishing piece to play, but it's also an interesting balance of chaos and precision. We spent all this time drilling it and learning the piece in sort of an abstract way, just drilling it into our muscle memory and everything like that. And then, but when it comes down to it, you just have to go berserk with it, because that's the real point of the music. So it's an interesting kind of dichotomy there.
You know, it feels like a real workout, like you've just, done a lot of bench pressing or something. And he always wanted it faster and louder and nastier sounding, and we did whatever it takes to get that particular sound.
One of the things he taught us was And he has this unbelievable desire to challenge himself, to go beyond where he's comfortable. And a lot of these projects for us are beyond our comfort zone.
Rouse's second quartet, you can really hear the influence of Shostakovich in it, and he wrote it after he'd taken a trip to the then Soviet Union, and I think was really touched by his interactions with the people there.
It has all this, again, a lot of anger and rage in it, and then at the end it has a section marked Transfigurato.
It's more somber and it's a heavier work. I think there's some slow playing in it, which is nice.
You've had all this dissonant and sort of very harsh sounds all the way through the piece, and at the end you have this very beautiful tonal ending. Dave Muller was really into classical and contemporary music, and he's come to a lot of our shows, and every time he always brings a sketchbook and is always sketching something on a scrap of paper. He's done a couple of sketches on a program on the ticket stubs.
He's inspiring us and we're kind of inspiring him, it seems. So it's fun to kind of see his artwork be influenced by us, and we're definitely influenced by his work.
The standard classics always maintain their relevance, and there's tons of new music out there and new opportunities for a string quartet, and I think, you know, as a string quartet we need to find those, you know, different ways to present music.
We're so excited just by these few collaborations we've already done with bands and with living composers that I think the sky is sort of the limit to find the opportunities that are staring us in the face.
We've been doing this for 11 years, and I think we all would agree we probably know each other better than most of the people in our lives. And those moments on stage are really, I think, where that feeling is the most heightened.
It's a really sometimes transcendent experience on stage when you're with four people you know, like they're your brothers. You know, these guys are like my brothers, and we just have this, you know, connection because we've spent so much time together and have this close bond. It's a really amazing experience to be up on stage and to share this music together and have this common idea and common vision, and really there's nothing better.